Hi there, my name is Linda. I am 15. This is where I live. Our house is enveloped in darkness, monsters live in the corners, and sun never shows up here. My dad lies in his coffin in the middle of the living room all evening long, and drinks my mom's and my blood. It's been going on like this for years. If you think I'm just telling you some Halloween story, you're wrong. It is a horror story, but it's real and based on real events. Our family is pretty boring in most things. We are neither poor nor rich. I could have said it's the golden mean, but our family is pretty average. We don't really have anything golden. My mom works as a cook in a usual restaurant. My dad works at a woodworking plant. I study in a school, and my dad says I'm useless. What would you do if your close ones were telling you these things? I'm used to it by now. It's one of the most harmless things in my house. My dad loves complaining. For example, his boss scolded him today. What a bloodsucker. Or his friend agreed to go fishing with him, but changed his mind later. What a dumbass. Or gas prices increased again. There are only sadists in the White House. What if they had to live like common people for a while? And so it goes. If I ask him to give me money for snacks, he starts telling me how hard it is to make a penny, and how ungrateful I am for willing to spend that money on trash. He complains about my mom buying expensive coffee or a new skirt. She already bought one last year. I understand that he has a difficult job, that he gets tired, but how can he whine like this all the time? Every little trifle makes my dad desolate. If it's raining, it's a tragedy. He only washed his car a couple of days ago. Now it's going to be all dirty. I ripped my jeans. What a disaster. New ones cost like an apartment. Mom didn't cook dinner because she was too tired. Of course it means that she doesn't love him, and he will have to sleep with an empty stomach. I got a C in biology. Then I'll grow up to be a third-rater and will have to be a janitor. The night show was canceled just to spite him. They are taking away his favorite reason to enjoy life. Even if nothing is happening, my father doesn't need a reason to be dissatisfied. He likes to ponder on what would happen if. Then he feels sad because the reality is not like his dreams at all. Every day, it's the same. My mom comes back from work, I return from school, and all of this begins. I can neither watch TV nor have dinner calmly, let alone spending a nice evening together. We never play cards or Scrabble. Grief fills my father and spills out on my mom and I. Do you know how hard it is to live with a person who is constantly unhappy? Especially when this person is your father or husband whom you love. When you suddenly get out of this sepulcher of pain and sadness and start having fun with your friends, it feels like there's a ghost hand touching you and saying, "How dare you feel joyful? Did you forget your father is suffering every moment of his life?" I don't feel like coming back home. In the mornings, I feel like leaving as early as I can to avoid seeing and hearing my father feeling bad. My mom says that it's depression and we should treat it with respect and understanding. But there's one thing I cannot understand. If my father is so upset about his life, why doesn't he do anything to fix it? The only thing he does is complain. Even though my mom says those things, she is also dispirited by my father's endless melancholy. Usually, they fight because of this, and my mom cries. I don't remember the last time she laughed. My mom also works a lot. She often works at nights. She sleeps with curtains closed in the daytime. It's very quiet in the house. Shadows gather in the corners. My mom wakes up in a bad mood. It feels like she caught it from my father, and I am afraid that one day I will come back home from school and see 2 coffins in the living room instead of 1. Have you ever felt that your home doesn't feel like home anymore? Like it's just too creepy? Maybe I'm not the only one who doesn't feel like going back there.